Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of our videocasts and podcasts from www.univrm.com. This is one of our opinion articles titled In Defense of Women. It is almost unbelievable in the year 2012, one of our opinion articles written about the defense of women. Perhaps there are other opinion articles pointing out the ludicrous need to write an article in defense of women, but we have not seen them, and that is worrisome too. This is very hard for us to understand. Women comprise the majority of the global population. One believes almost everyone has a mother, and perhaps even sisters, wife, girlfriend, friends who are girls, grandmothers, aunts, and other female associates. The flood of recent events surrounding the disenfranchisement and dehumanization of women can only be described as astounding. The bizarre fact we've noticed is the global scope and religious, with a question mark, support by Christians, Muslims, Jews, and others to return to what can only be described as misogyny. In Egypt's recent elections, part of the new Arab Spring, only 2% of the newly elected parliament women. In most of the Middle East, women must wear special clothes, cannot drive, and in some cases not allowed to vote. We won't even get into the subtopic of honor killings throughout the world due to these ridiculous Muslim traditions of misogyny and ownership of women. Let's check our calendar again. The calendar reiterates the year is 2012, also known as the 21st century. Certain people may think Middle East, a code word for Muslims, but the misogyny using religious justifications written thousands of years ago by human beings, were they in today's world described as indigenous tribes, think Amazon Indians, which is putting it kindly instead of saying barely civilized cavemen, is a major issue in Israel too. The one article which did make world news surrounded an 8-year-old Israeli American spit on, yelled at, with rocks thrown at her for looking whorish by a group of Orthodox Jewish men as she was on her way to her all-girls school wearing her school uniform. What? In a report from www.jezebel.com, have to love the name, is the following quote: "In recent months, tensions between the secular, Orthodox and ultra-Orthodox Jews in Bet Shemesh have escalated, especially with the erection of an all-girls school the ultra-Orthodox say is encroachment on their beliefs. The community has erected signs warning walkers to remain separated by gender and deployed modesty patrols designated to make sure the natural sluttery of women is kept in check." Again, we repeat, what? There's a reference to the hypertext link in the article on our website. Being an equal opportunity writer of opinion articles, let's not leave out the Christians. Generally, in Western society, a man who wears dresses, walks around with a lot of jewelry and costumes, and hangs out with like-minded males, generally called a transvestite. The Christian version is called a pope or priest. They don't allow women to become popes or priests and encourage segregation of women to their proper place. We won't address the even more bizarre Christian cults which require even more subjugation of women, like Mormons, Amish, and those who literally take the concept of equality among humans as a punchline in a joke. Recently, things have improved in China. Please note the previous sentence, satire. When we say recently improved, the birth ratio of boys to girls, instead of being 130 to 100, has declined to 122 to 100. This by no means suggests for some bizarre reason more males are born in China than anywhere else on the planet. It means their parents are killing girl babies at or just before birth. China is also not too fond of gay people, but just who are all these guys going to marry, date, etc.? We think we know the answer. The Christian Church intends a mass recruiting campaign in China to fill the dwindling number of priests. Darn, that's right. Communism and Catholicism, while definitely similar, are not friendly toward each other. Competition can be problematic, but in both cases the bias against women equally not very well hidden through jingoism, hyperbole, and giant amounts of bullshit. The 21st century, year 2012, we have written one of our opinion articles titled In Defense of Women. The sad fact, it is only one of the many idiotic crises facing a world comprised of brainwashed lemmings following Orwellian doublespeak. This has been a videocast and podcast by www.univrm.com, and we hope to bring you more videocasts and podcasts in future.